1, 2. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the EasyBZ Podcast, where we keep it nice and easy. As always, joined by the squad, the EasyBZ crew. What's happening, Brandon? What's happening, Lauren? What's good, y'all?
I guess you had no comment for this, but I'm doing good. How you been, bro?
I was waiting. I was waiting for it.
He called you first, so I was gonna let you go first.
I was waiting for it.
Jesus.
I was waiting for it. You know, if I don't call Lauren's names first, the reality shatters and everything explodes into its.
Yep. You know it. Nice you know today. Chaos is running through the world and everything.
Yeah. Jesus.
Keep in mind, Lauren is being nice today. I want you guys to keep that in mind for the rest of the podcast. This is nice Lauren that we're getting right now, okay?
And really? I can't tell the difference.
I can't tell it. I see. If she even exists, nice Lauren is like, I swear, like, put that up there with the Loch Ness Monster, like Bigfoot.
Excuse you?
Like, put it up there with the creatures that are claimed to have existed.
Monster? I'm not even pretty to you? Is that what you're saying?
You see now, she's trying to flip it onto me and to make it seem like she's innocent when she's actually she knows exactly what she's doing because I never said it.
Yeah, you know what she's doing.
I never said anything.
You know.
Yeah. You know what? It's okay. I won't fall for it. I won't do it.
Yeah, don't fall for any more tricks.
And you're not even trying to clarify, so that means you meant it.
That is, I just said
don't fall for it.
I'm not doing it. You know, stay strong, brother. Stay strong, all right? Appreciate every single one of you that came over here.
All right, ladies, keep in mind, this is what he's like. Just keep that in mind, ladies. He's not worth it.
That's my chant. I'm trying to keep calm.
Don't do anything, bro.
Yo, there was like.
All you had to say was, no, that's not how you meant it, and we could have moved on.
That's what I said. Anyway. Appreciate all of you guys coming out here, supporting us. As always, it's always a pleasure being here every Sunday.
No, he doesn't. He's lying. He's lying.
We're just going to keep ignoring Lauren, and we're just going to keep talking.
Keep going forward.
And we're going to, but we're going to get into today's show. But first, let's get into the news. All right. So, if you were living under a rock, Patrick, I'm talking to you.
Things happened this week like they do every week.
Yeah. Apparently, I was roommates with Patrick because a lot of this stuff I did not know. But this I did.
I don't know how.
This I knew about. If you live under a rock, you might not have heard about it. Again, Patrick, I'm calling you out. I'm sorry, bro. But for everybody else, yeah, I'm sure you heard about the arrest that happened with Young Thug and Gunna and several other members of the YSL label. I think it said around 29 of them were arrested or indicted on RICO charges, which if you know about RICO charges, it essentially means if they charge you for something, like you're basically done. If they charge you. Because the threshold for charging you, for hitting you with the charge like that is very high. They have to have so much evidence against you. And when you look back at the what they were saying about the case, they've been building evidence since 2014.
2016?
Yeah, like
2014.
Yeah, because
the
incident with the essentially Young Thug has been hit with a bunch of charges. Including felony possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, possession of a sawed-off shotgun, rifle, machine gun, dangerous weapons, silencers, all unregistered weapons, as well as
so they really were gang. Okay.
Yeah, it was really when he said gang gang in his songs, it wasn't just it was real. It was
It's
very
really
real.
real.
meant it.
It was for real.
So Gunna was also hit with charges. The main one being the main one being eating too much at Golden Corral. No, I'm just playing. The charges were I had to get a I had to get a Gunna is a thick boy joke. I had to get one in there for the one time. No, Gunna was hit with a few charges, but they were lesser than Young Thug's. But I mean, again, you get hit with any of these, it's really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, what you guys think? Like, I mean, it's just crazy. I just remember scrolling through my timeline
I heard people talking about it was kind of upsetting because apparently they had a concert coming up during the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Sucks for those people, I guess.
Yeah, it sucks that we had to arrest people who committed crimes. And you get no music out of it. You know what's so funny?
I mean, look at Snoop Dogg. He's vibing and thriving. That maybe it could have been fun. I really don't care. Let me be frank. I really don't care.
That was pretty great. I just love how you just stop caring in the middle of your sentence. Just like,
yeah.
You just
I mean,
no.
What can I do?
But I mean, people, so okay, let's have a frank conversation about this stuff here, right? Because it's always weird for me because I grew up in the hood, right? Obviously, Lauren did the same.
You did?
Brandon
That's
did the same.
A poster boy child.
We all grew up. We all grew up in the hood, and so
I love how you said Brandon did the same and then skipped over my name as if I didn't live in multiple hoods. So I understand.
Okay, hold on. Wait. Brandon, hold on. Did you not just hear me say Lauren's name first? Brandon, did you hear me say Lauren's names first?
Yes.
No, you didn't.
He did.
I just want to
completely gloss over that. Then
you see, look, what happens in the first situation? She starts to block our ignorance now.
No, see, this is what happens, right? This is what happens, right? Lauren is so ready to attack me for something I haven't even done. Again, tying back to the beginning of the podcast, I didn't even do anything, and she's already fighting me, right? So now I try to include her and give her props, and it's still not enough, bro. See, this is nice, Lauren. Again, the theme of today is this is nice, Lauren. This is
What is the secret word of the day?
Don't you portray me and make it seem like I'm not capable of being nice? That's so rude.
If you guys have okay, has anyone? No, you guys haven't. But there's this show going on. It's called Married at First Sight. I don't know if you heard of it or whatever.
I have.
But there's this woman on there that for this last season, and it's a running joke. First off, she's terrible. She's gross. She's awful. Essentially, she got with the guy and then like just was treating him like trash the entire time. And every single time the producers or whatever tried to console her, or the guy tried to console her, like try to mediate or, reach some understanding, she would just go off and like be rude. And then just afterwards she'd be like, but I know I'm a good person. I'm such a good person. And she would do that every single time she would come on that show. So, I say that to say,
are you trying to compare me to her?
No, I'm not. I am. So young.
Yeah. So yeah. Keep going.
First of all, the difference between me and her is I know I'm a bad person.
I'm a bad guy.
But on the other hand, we all know I do this for comedic effect. So it's all cool and good. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all comedic. I'm totally.
It's so comedic.
Yeah, when the cameras are off and we're not recording, she's just a completely different person.
Fix your tone of voice.
What do you mean? I'm just, I'm defending you. When the cameras, when we're not recording, you're totally nice. Yeah. I'll have the transcript show. I called Lauren nice. Just don't include the sarcastic tone in that, all right?
I didn't hear anything, so
I
it's
got
fine.
you. I got you too, Brandon. You never gonna see me coming. Keep playing these games, you two.
Oh man.
You know how I like about playing games now.
Oh man. Oh, would you guys be Twitch streamers?
Oh my God, yes.
Really?
Originally, that's what one of my original plans after graduating high school. After being able to still see, I was really.
I'm gonna get skinny and join Twitch, and then people won't be mad when I'm bad at games because I'll be pretty like all the other girls. That's the plan. So give me like 4 months time, and I should be joining Twitch, no problem. I'll hit y'all up in the fall.
All right, so just
maybe I might give you some gamer girl bathwater around the same time. Who knows?
Yeah, there we go. Now we're talking like a true capitalist. I love it.
There we go.
Let's get them. Let's get them. Start the bidding at $100 for a single. What is it called? A single small travel size bottle of bathwater, right?
Starting now we can go a strong 50 for some feet water, okay? But full body bath water, that's a strong $100 for a travel size bottle. We got the prices in there, y'all. We got y'all.
This is what Twitch has become. This is
yes.
This is what Twitch has become.
The new age of Twitch.
But yeah,
only for hot people.
You would be shocked. You know
Look,
what?
man, honestly, I'm going on Twitch with ulterior motives because I guarantee you I'm going to go on Twitch. I'm going to try to dominate. I'm going to be one of their stereotypical pretty gamer girls until I can find two of my husbands, Hassan Piker and Corpse. I am coming for you guys, okay?
Oh.
Y'all are going to play games with me and I'm going to be a part of the crew. That's that. It's a wrap, okay? So I have a plan.
Your master plan on you, dude. Right. You might have to lock you might have to tell your sweet, beautiful Turkish mother to lock your computer. Her doors.
I'm gonna learn how to code and I will be all up in your computer. Don't start with me, buddy boy. You'll be mine.
And on that note,
yeah.
On that note, no, but I mean, it like the original point I was gonna make is that like since we grew up in the hood, we've been around this stuff forever. It's just that none of us were involved in anything, to my knowledge. No. So, but yeah.
Well, I don't know about Brandon.
All right, let's not snitch on ourselves any more than we already have.
Yeah,
today.
Stick to the G code,
Yeah, the G. You know what I'm saying? But in all seriousness, though, like it's so difficult to talk about this because there's law, there's street codes. There's like different ways to approach it in different lenses. I'm just gonna approach this at the lens of like Young Thug and Gunna as musicians and artists and like what that means. And also like the everything else will be objective fact. Like because if they did do some of the, especially Young Thug is involved. Essentially the worst charge is that he rented out a van that was used in like the murder in a drive-by shooting in 2015. If that is the case, then I mean like, and this is the okay, and this was the point that I was gonna bring up, but someone online was talking about this and they were like, yeah, it's all about justice until it's your favorite rapper. Then it's free my favorite rapper.
Yep.
Which I thought was so poignant. Like, that's so true. Like, we're all about justice and you did something wrong. You deserve to go to jail. If you killed someone, you deserve, like, it should be fair and equal. Until it's my favorite rapper. No, don't put him in jail because he makes that one song I like with the booty.
Yeah.
Not even gonna
So-
cap though, but like if Rihanna or Doja Cat was to go to jail, like I'm totally at the floor. I'm gonna be groveling to whatever judge gets them. Like let them out.
dude, like
Free my
we all have that inherent bias. Like I'm not gonna act like I don't either. Like I'm not gonna act like that's not gonna be my, like, if one of my favorite artists gets my, as a matter of fact, my knee jerk reaction was like, dude, that really sucks. I hope he gets out of it. Not, oh, if he's guilty, then
Oh, see,
hope,
honestly,
you know.
with the way that the justice system is, I'm gonna be quite frank. I don't know these guys. I don't know their music. I probably listen to some of it. I don't really care. I'm not really like a huge diehard fan over rap music anyway. But if they get out, they get out. If they stay, they stay. I'm very indifferent. I like low key for fans, I guess. I hope they get to at least play at their whatchamacallit, their concert this summer, which is highly doubtful.
Yeah, they
But
were denied bond, I
I'm
think.
really indifferent because justice system is whack. It's whack, okay? And inherently mostly doesn't work unless it's convenient towards specific types of people most of the time. So I don't care what the justice system does or doesn't do. Honestly.
The one thing that's interesting is like people are typically, when rappers get hit with charges and stuff like that, the argument is that, you know, oh, I mean, they're rich, they have the best lawyers in the world, they can get out of it. These are the only charges where you can't get out of this, really. You can have the best lawyers in the universe, like everything has to go your way.
Proof on you for years.
They've been listening. They've been listening to Young Thug for years. They've been wiretapping him for years. They've been listening to his conversations for years, right? Like just like how the FBI is listening to Lauren's phone conversations. The same thing is happening to what's happening. It's like how she's currently on a list right now. So
we said no snitching.
Can you imagine the FBI reactions to Lauren's conversation?
I feel like they would want to investigate less after hearing more. The more they hear, the less they would want to dig into that rabbit hole. You know, it's just my hunch.
I really feel like if they wouldn't take me seriously until it's too late, and it'd be glorious because I'd have more than enough time to do what I wanted to do, like start a cult. You know, like it'd be a fun old time, and they wouldn't take me seriously, and then it'll happen. So be it. And I'd have a fun time with the extra time that I've been granted because they didn't want to take me seriously because, like I said, the justice system is fickle and they're bad at their jobs typically. So, it'll take a good amount of time for me to do whatever I wanted.
You guys heard about the guy who had the sex cult and then he got arrested because he assaulted one of the people who were trying to leave the cult? And no. Yeah.
No.
That happened, like, it was like in, I don't know if it's definitely in Georgia. Like, it was 100%. I don't know if it's like a decab or full.
There was a cult in Georgia? Are you kidding me?
Yes, it was he had a sex cult and it was like 15 members of it, all women, obviously. And they just like did it for however many years. And then everything was fine. He was running his cult perfectly fine. And then one of them decided, hey, I don't want to be in the cult anymore. I want to leave. And he was like, no. And so like he got the other women
secret.
to be.
You have to let them have the illusion that they have the freedom to leave and let them go. But then when they realize that their own personal lives outside of your cult is fickle and boring, they'll just come running back to you. He didn't have the right mindset, and that's why his cult was small.
It's like Lauren knows everything about running the cult.
Lauren's cult reviews. What would you rate his cult out of 5 stars? So I think once you get the abuse and the assault, once you throw that in there.
First of all, my hands will not be laid on anybody. You have the free will to do whatever you want, as long as you worship what I'm putting down. That's all that matters. Okay. Once I get the religion-based part down, it's over with for y'all. Okay. You'll see the light. You'll see the light. Okay.
Actually, I don't see the light.
Not right now. Once I finish the planning, you will, bud. You will. I have faith for you.
You see how, and this is how
you'll hear about the light and you'll want to go towards it. I promise you.
This is how prophets. This is how false prophets get made, because you see how she's already making false promises to you, Brandon, before you.
Yeah, I know, right? Man, what a liar, bro.
You see it? Dude. Honestly, she's ready, bro. You ready to go? You ready to go, dude? You already got that part down packed. That's pretty much all you need. Just make a bunch of false promises, bro, and just keep them on their toes. That's all you got.
Don't worry. See, I'm learning the whole constant surprises and dazzling them with spectacles. Once I get this part down packed, I'll be in the game for real.
Yeah. So, honestly, it's just the whole situation's crazy. And then to top it all off, right? All this YSL stuff. Top it all off. Lil Keed, who was an artist on their label, passed away yesterday, either yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yeah, it's like a couple days ago, I think.
At the age of 24.
Yes.
We don't really know the exact cause. Like, I heard it could have been liver failure, kidney failure. I don't want to spread any false news. So
yeah, no false news here.
But yeah, super unfortunate. So they're just labeled just like you blink, like, and their whole label just collapsed just like that. I mean, it's so insane. Like, I feel bad for Young Thug's kids too, because like didn't one of his baby mamas passed away or something like that a few weeks ago?
I believe so.
Like, yeah, I mean, it's just like just life just hit all of them like so fast. So I mean, that situation is crazy.
It just collapsed.
Yeah. So, and just keep it in hip hop real quick. I mean, it's not really related. Just keep it in hip hop. Kendrick Lamar, Heart Part 5 released on I think it was Mother's Day night. So it was right after we recorded the last podcast, and video was crazy. Had his face basically change into Kanye, and then OJ,
Jussie Smollett,
Will Smith, Nipsey, Kobe. Like, the song was really good, and the way it tied into the music video was great. And then he dropped his album on Friday, Miss Him Around the Big Steppers. I've listened to it about maybe like 4 or 5 times now.
Music nerd.
Yeah, I'll gladly take that title. That's the one. If you want to call me a nerd in anything, give me that.
Music nerd.
Revoke my tech nerd title, because I was not revoke mine for now. I don't think I can make that claim anymore, because but yeah, I've listened to it 4 or 5 times. To be quite honest with you, it's my favorite Kendrick Lamar album. I think. I mean, that's how I feel now. Maybe I'll feel different in a week. Maybe I'll feel different in a month. But for now,
just give it time. You figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
gonna give it a shot.
It just keeps on getting better every time I listen to it. Like, he talks about, essentially the album is like one giant therapy session, where he talks about like his traumas and like his past experiences. He talks about, like, I really wanted Lauren to listen to it, because I felt like there was just a lot. He just had a lot of stuff. Like, we talked about how the other week, about how like J. Cole and Drake and Kendrick and Kanye, and how relatable they all were to each other in like various points in their lives and stuff like that. I think at this point, at least in my life, like, I feel like a lot of the stuff he's talking about just hits, just because I'm reaching that point of adulthood where it's like you really like start to introspect and think about and reflect on your life, like, and kind of how things that have happened to you have shaped you, and like kind of working through that in a way that's you can come out of it more healthy. And like, like the whole album is just a therapeutic experience. Like, by the end of like the second time I listened through it, I cried, like, at the end.
Like a baby?
No, I didn't sob. I just cried, mainly tears, like the one single tear, and then it went down my cheek, and then like I sucked it back in, because I was like, I'm not a baby. I'm not a wimp. So, but it did happen. Yeah, it's amazing. I would suggest anyone who could listen to it should listen to it. I will say it's very controversial, very divisive. Like I'll give the comparison to like Yeezus, like how Yeezus was when it first came out, very divisive. But
Gotcha.
critically acclaimed. Like everyone's who's into music and the critics and all that stuff, they're all going crazy over it. Yeah, I'll have to address this. I have to address this. So another thing that happened on the album, one of the songs is called Auntie Diaries, and on that song, it's basically Kendrick talking about his aunt who had a sex change and became a man. And you know how he was like a child and he was trying to explain it to his friends, and you know like he didn't really see his aunt as any like different or anything like that. He was a child, you know, he didn't really judge her or anything like
Of course.
that. Yeah. But when you're a kid, you say terrible things and you say words that you don't know the meaning of. And he said the F word.
Of course.
The F word, and he was like, that's the word we would say, and like we didn't know any better. And people
also, of course,
people on Twitter, as Twitter does, took the snippet of him saying it and then wanted to use that to cancel Kendrick Lamar. Now, I'll say this. I'll say this. And Lauren, I again, that's one of the songs I wanted you to listen to, but you can give your opinion on this, obviously. And Brandon, you can too.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah. I just, that to me, as much as I am always play devil's advocate for the whole cancel culture thing, like I've said this multiple times on the podcast, I don't think cancel culture is real as people make it out to be. Because I think if you get canceled, your money gets canceled. That's the only time you truly get canceled. But like, I will say, the outrage culture is very real. That is very real. People are ready to get outraged, and it's so upsetting because the entire song is a pro LGBTQ plus song. The entire song. And they just took that and made it out to be Kendrick is anti-LGBTQ plus. Like, it's just.
See, I feel like the LGBTQ community, and I don't mean the community as a whole, but I specifically mean the palm-colored tones of the LGBT community, oftentimes like to jump at any spoken word that has to do with their community whenever that person is not a part of it. So anytime a straight cis person of any gen, you know, once they speak any sort of opinion on LGBTQ, those quote unquote allies and those fighter types that are just like, we strongly believe in this. It's like Black Twitter, but for LGBTQ, and they jump at every wrong moment. And they make people no longer want to support them, honestly, because even as an LGBTQ member, like I can't firmly be with them because so often they jump at the wrong things. Like they just want to create a hassle about anything. So I'm going to listen to the album sometime within the next coming days. And with the way that you describe the song, I'm more than positive that it's going to be a good one. So it's gonna be a good one, but
yeah,
it's a
good number of the LGBTQ is just like that. The way that we've described Black Twitter, it's truly one and the same.
I mean, it's a very powerful song. A lot of the songs on the album are like really powerful. It's just and again, everyone digests things differently. Everyone, you know, listens to things differently. Some people, they're just like, it's trash because it's just, you know, it's not either not what they're expecting, or just like they don't. And you know what? Here's my thing. I'm fine with everyone having their opinions on things. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Everyone shouldn't feel the need to express it about everything every single time, like they're the center of the world. That's a whole different conversation. We have a podcast, so that's kind of a hypocritical take, but whatever. But I think like I just think the fact that we're over here minimizing and like simplifying and taking like one part of something that you didn't even sit down to listen to or look through or read like or like get to understand, right? You're just outraged first and you want to learn about what's actually being talked about later, or you want to have an in-depth discussion later. You don't want to actually have an in-depth discussion at all if that's the case, because really you're doing a disservice to the conversation by minimizing it to like one word instead of actually having a nuanced and constructive conversation about these issues. Like Kendrick talks about in the song that in the black community, like it's just taboo for like any of the stuff to be talked about, or for anyone to have to be transgender, or for anyone to have a sex change, and how it's looked down and judged upon. But like, you know, at the end of the day, he felt like he had to choose between humanity or his religion, and he said he chose humanity because it's like it was his auntie that had a sex change, and it was his cousin that had one as well, and he was like, you know, I love them both, like, you know what I'm saying? And like, so just to turn that song and to turn it around into Kendrick Lamar hates transgender people or LGBTQ, it's like you must be stupid. You must have some sort of reading comprehension problem. You must not be like, I'm sorry. That's just,
it's because they don't listen to the whole thing.
That's just how I feel. So
you know how people are.
Twitter, they'll see a snippet of it and immediately jump the gun.
Yeah, you know, they hear something, they twist it. You know how the world is now. You know, they hear anything.
They have their own agendas to push.
Yeah. So, you know, it's like they hear us say.
Yeah, just like how they'll hear us say, you know, they'll pull out snippets from our podcast and they'll be like, feminism is wrong, and it'll be in a sarcastic tone, and they'll just take
rights should be banned.
Women rights should be banned, and they'll take me saying it, and then they'll be like, you see, he doesn't want.
And you know what? I would repost it to push my own agenda against Adaze specifically. It'll be wonderful, guys. So you heard it here first.
I think Lauren and I are just we are contractually obligated to stay friends at this point. We have no option. Even if it gets to the point where we just don't like each other as people anymore, we have to stay friends, because the moment we are not friends, it is going to be bad.
It's dangerous.
It's going to be very bad. We have so much ammo against each other. It's not good, man.
And the joke is,
you know,
neither of us would come for Brandon whatsoever, so he's not gonna be.
Brandon just be sitting in the corner and just like.
I knew this day would come.
I guarantee you, he'd like both of our posts just to egg us both on.
Oh, you know what?
1 week he's gonna be on Adaze's side, and the week after he's gonna be on mine, and it doesn't matter what we're saying.
I'm gonna be the one who sparks the dynamite.
Okay, just one last thing about the album, Lauren. Just keep a note of this. There's one song called "We Cry Together."
I will not cry with him. I refuse. Just because he imposed it.
There's one song called "We Cry Together," and that's you. That's all I'm gonna say. That's you. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. And when you hear the song,
you're gonna expose me on air like this. You're gonna tell the world
that
expose
that track. That, as you know what? No, I'm not even gonna put on you. That track. That energy is very familiar. As a very familiar energy. We're not in that situation that's on that track, but the energy is there. Not in a real sense. Not in a real sense. But I'm just saying. When you hear the track,
I got you. In a spiritual sense, I understand.
When you hear the track, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
All right.
But great album. It grew on me more and more. I think it's Kendrick's best album. Honestly, it's amazing. It's fantastic. It's a masterpiece. His discography
all right,
is
music
crazy.
Nerd.
So that's it. So, wait. Why are you trying to rush me through this segment?
I'm being a big music nerd.
Yeah.
She's tired of you this bladder.
Okay. All right, fine. But see, this is what y'all wanted too, right?
On the rights that are being taken away, okay? We got bans to discuss.
Oh my gosh, right? Who needs them? Am I right?
Okay. Keep saying that because soon ours is going to be taken into question. You better calm down. If they're coming for you two first. Anyway, speaking of rights, everybody, I did not mean what I said lightly because Texas, the governor, he is
the governor named Texas.
Greg Abbott. Okay, I'll
the governor named Texas.
The governor named Texas.
The governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, he's currently calling into question whether or not public education should remain free for undocumented immigrant children, which honestly is kind of ridiculous because that's the point of public education, to be free. It's free for everyone who is within the states. So since he's calling into question that undocumented children should now have to pay for school, he's going to take up an old 1982 Supreme Court case that legalized public education to be free for undocumented immigrants. He's going to call that into question now that Roe v. Wade was called into question. He feels like he can do that with another court case, which is Plyer versus Doe, and bring back undocumented immigrants paying for their kids to go to school, which is going to be really difficult because most undocumented immigrants come here because they don't have funds like that. So that's going to promote their children not to get in school and have a harder time to make it when it's already very hard for them to make it as people as it is.
I'll say this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So things are gonna get pretty bad with this whole states' rights business.
Yeah.
Because California and Texas are passive aggressively going back and forth, essentially.
Yeah.
With all these laws.
But that's why Roe v. Wade being taken away was so detrimental, because it's not just women's rights, but you took away one right that showed that we had protection over our bodies and whatnot. You take away one of those, and which is in the same clause that defines human rights. Mm-hmm. You take away one of those, immediately all the rest of them are going to come. All right,
they're going to come into question afterwards. Yeah.
So now we're going to worry about undocumented immigrants, which soon is going to come into question on human rights once more. Stuff that we've already fought for.
Yeah, and I mean, I've expressed my opinion to Brandon and Lauren about like the attack on our education system and how, it's all this is by design. All the controversy, all the fake outrage. Again, conservatives will like to pretend as if fake outrage is a liberal thing. It's not a liberal thing. It's not. Because
it's a politics thing.
It's a politics thing. Like all of this right here from the Roe v. Wade and the outrage against abortion and the pro-life people and all that is like it's fake outrage. Not in the sense that they're not actually outraged, but it's fake in the sense that there's no substance to it other than my religion says that this is right, even though your religion doesn't even say that.
See, because the thing about
we're not even going to talk about that.
Oh, you cut me off, just like a man. God.
Brandon, do you hear someone talking?
Nah, I just hear like wah wah.
I just hear wah
wah. You know, like when you're in Charlie Brown.
Don't you dare wah wah wah. Don't you wah
wah wah. Yeah, Lauren whomped me the other day, and it was so offensive. So I just wanted to get her back for that. Yeah, no, like I just don't understand why. The thing that kind of sucks is I feel like people just aren't really aware of how bad it's like actually is. Like we all need to be 500 times more outraged at this because again, like Lauren was saying, this is a slippery slope. Like it just. You question one human right, you're gonna question another. You're gonna question another.
Not even just that, but the whole thing is, this is honestly their way, because there's a few rights that they're trying to take away right now. Like the other bans that we're gonna speak about after this also directly tie into what I'm about to say. But this is a way, for one, the whole white supremacy thing, which people who know what I'm saying know what I'm saying. And two, it's also a method to keep the poor people poor. You're gonna force us to have babies that we can't afford.
Yep.
We now immigrant kids won't be able to go to school because inherently they said that they wanted to bring this back, and the last time that this was in process, people were paying $1,000 for their kids to get into school, which is now $5,300 in this economy. Who's gonna have that to put who knows how many kids into school?
Yeah.
Essentially,
that's outrageous. And that's not in total. You have to realize that you have how many years before you even get to college. So now they're going to have education debt before you're even supposed to have education debt.
Yeah.
Well, just quick side note, no one is supposed to have education debt, but that's just my personal opinion. I just want to throw that out there.
Completely true. But now they're trying to ban certain contraceptives in certain states as well, which is also, again, back to point one, trying to force us to have children that we cannot afford to have. And on top of that, they're about to have a living restriction in Shawnee where you can't have roommates, which the housing market is too expensive to pay for anyway. So if I'm not allowed to have roommates and then I might accidentally have a child that I can't afford, I'm already poor, who knows whether or not I'm an immigrant. You see how that just keeps you stuck in a certain area and you're just not going to be able to get up? You're just not, regardless of race.
It's just a domino theory of this. Things going down. You know, one thing falls, one thing has to go, and it's going to keep going, gets worse and worse.
They're trying to put a bigger gap between the public and them, because you have to think about how social media has taken off and how easy it is for people to make a comfortable living wage now with the way that social media is. Think about all those kids and parents and small business owners that got on TikTok during the pandemic and all of their stuff popped off and now they're skating by with good amount of finances all of a sudden. And how people are learning how to join the stock market and investing and getting a good amount of finances going. We're making the gap smaller between us and the rich people. They don't like that. Granted, also we have to take into account that so many of us, the birthing rates is bigger for minorities than it is for the whites. So that's also an issue to call into question as well. So they're trying to widen those gaps again so that they can still remain on top. So all of these laws that they're pushing through is to separate us again because we're getting too close to them. And there's not enough outrage to stop these things because they're about to put us so far behind all over again.
It's just completely wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. The class divide is what they're pushing for. That's the real divide in this country that, people don't really realize. Like, that's the actual, all these issues, they're all distractions. It's all distractions, right? From the real
it's individual distractions when they're all really interconnected.
Mm-hmm.
That's the worst part.
Yeah.
Anyway, on a more serious note, Texas banned filters. So nobody gets filters on Instagram in Texas
anymore. On a more serious note.
Yeah, more serious note. Oh yeah. Oh no, guys, my filter's gone. Oh no.
That's very American of you. I'm proud. I'm very proud. I am.
You're proud to be American.
I'm proud of being American. You like I said. So not only can you not get abortions, this is about to be the case where you won't be able to get abortion in Texas. They're trying to attack public education in Texas. Now, on top of all that, you're gonna be ugly in Texas too? Sheesh. Some of y'all Texans, bro, y'all need that filter.
I saw the difference between some of these Texas people faces with and without the filter. It was like, man,
bro, have they been?
Can't do nothing.
Have they had filters on this whole time? Like, all these Texans, have they just been having filters on? Like, were y'all really this ugly? Like, is it really? Is it real?
Bro.
Y'all are really this butterfaced. Like,
That's what I was about to say.
See, and the joke is Texas thinks that they're their own place, and look at how downhill Texas is going. Don't go to Texas, everybody. It's not worth it. Honestly, don't come to America. It's not worth it either. But if you do, don't go to Texas.
Yeah, don't go to no matter say everything's bigger in Texas. Not really. That's everything gets worse. In
you lost your filters. Any rights, but like your filters, bro.
Texas is like the Florida of the Southwest. It's the best way I can
yes. I think that's where it's turning to now. Yes, that's the new Florida.
That's the best way. They're like the Florida of the Southwest. And if I don't think you need to say anything further after that. I think we all know what that means, right? So, yeah. I hope Texas, y'all, stop
I don't
being
hope
so
anything
ugly.
for Texas.
You know?
I hope people move to better areas that might give them more rights, like filters. In
my real take though, is that like when it comes to all this stuff, I know the initial gut reaction is to want to leave and move away and like kind of like go to different areas that like you feel more comfortable in, and everyone has the right to move and live where they are for now if you can afford it, right? If you can afford it, because that's another thing that goes into this. But if you really feel strongly about these issues, like go out there and protest. Like go out there, let your voice be heard. Go out there and speak your mind, because if you don't, things are going to the boundaries are going to keep getting pushed. This is what happens when there are no consequences to people's actions, is that they keep on pushing and pushing and pushing and seeing what they can get away with. And right now, they think they can get away with this. They think they can get away with the stuff with Roe v. Wade. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's going on that we need to make our voices heard, and we need to.
But it's difficult for people to remain hopeful when governors and senators and whatnot are putting out statements like we're not going to take public's opinions on this matter out when things get leaked.
In a democracy, in a democracy, we don't care about what the people think. Think about that, everyone. just think. Like, again, we don't stop and think because we're so distracted. As Americans, we have so much stuff. We're just information overload. The internet has made it way worse. We have information overload. It's too distracted. But, like, they say this stuff so casually, and they hope that you don't realize what they're actually saying to you, right? That essentially what...
That's really a big way of deterring us from protesting when that's exactly what we need to do.
Yeah. And it's within your right. It's within your all the people talking about First Amendment. It's within your First Amendment right to peacefully protest.
That's a joke because look at how they react whenever we protest peacefully. Riot gear, murders, missing people, cameras being turned off, phones getting taken away. No.
But yet you can go inside the Capitol building.
Black Lives Matter protest.
But yet you can go inside the Capitol building. A whole group of people went
missing for longer than a week. Like, no. So that doesn't count either. It's very hard in this economy to protest, to have rights that were already given to us, or even find a voice at this point, because they find so many ludicrous ways to silence us as people.
Yep.
Just remember, guys, the power is in the numbers, the power is in the people. Once you realize that, no one's going to be able to stop you. It's just that the majority of this country hasn't realized it yet. So, I don't know what it's going to take, but yeah. Moving on, and speaking of speech and free speech, Twitter has been in the news a lot because of Elon Musk and what he's planning on doing with the platform. And we talked about this on the last podcast. So we're not gonna.
And I think the podcast before too. So
the podcast before that. Essentially, this is to me this is the last time we're talking about Elon Musk for like at least a week.
I mean, that's the same thing we said about Kanye. He's like our current Kanye.
He is our current Kanye.
Our current Kanye.
Yeah,
and it's fitting that both of them are friends, right? It's very fitting.
Oh wow!
Ooh,
you guys didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
They're very good friends. Yes. very good friends.
That's crazy.
Before one of Kanye's, like the last show that Kanye did, he literally hung out with Elon Musk. It was so crazy. He hung out with Elon Musk, and they were literally, so they had a live stream backstage of like what was going on before the actual show, and you could see in the live stream it was just Elon and Kanye. They were laying down like little kids, like teenagers, like with their hands behind their heads, just looking up at the ceiling inside one of the like the places, like the sets they were setting up, and they had the like lights in there and everywhere, and they were just talking about like, you know, whatever. They're just like, wow, they're just like, they're not people because they're billionaires, but they are people, you know. It's very bizarre. It's very strange.
Yeah, very bizarre.
Very strange. But yeah, well, there's a lot going on, right? He's proposing no ads on Twitter, which again, I try to warn y'all. I'm gonna keep warning y'all. You know what that means, right? Monetizing tweets. Also, he's proposing monetizing tweets. Lauren was telling me about this one, and I kind of was a little concerned because this was a lot bolder than I assumed. Even I was taken aback by this.
Well, the thing is, if you take account these two and the one that we mentioned last, you're trying to take ads off of Twitter, monetizing the tweets, and also you said you're going to charge small businesses and other people a small fee to use Twitter, which means those people that the tweets are monetized for are the most likely the people that you'll be charging.
Right.
So, you know, so it really comes in the question of how famous on Twitter do you have to be to get charged to use Twitter? Is really what it's becoming.
I think eventually it's just gonna become a subscription. You have to subscribe to get on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's where I think it's headed.
It sounds like it's becoming Apple News Plus. You know what I mean? That's it.
Apple News Plus. Shout out to everyone that has Apple News Plus, yo. Shout out to the 5 grandmas who accidentally subscribed to Apple News Plus. Are you getting the mail? Yeah. So, and then he also proposed that he's going to undo the Trump ban.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Which is yay, fun, great, awesome.
Yay.
You know, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. As someone who hates Trump with every center of her being, I miss the crazed tweets. I really do. Like, if I'm over here supporting Kanye and his crazed internet rants, you know, I do low key miss the rage. I miss the rage, guys.
You know why I don't? Because you know what the difference is? Kanye was never president. He tried to run for president. He's never been president.
That's true.
He doesn't have a cult following of 100,000 plus people. I mean 100 million plus people.
That's true too.
Like, every time Trump would make a tweet back in the day, yo, like everything would collapse. Like, conversations would collapse. Like, everything would just the whole Twitter would not be able to function. It's just like it was beyond. I've never seen such toxicity. I've never seen.
But on the bright side, if he's gonna undo the Trump ban and also end up monetizing Twitter, pretty much, less people are gonna be on Twitter to deal with him.
Oh, Twitter's gonna die, of course, eventually. I mean, yeah.
So it really doesn't matter. And also, I could have sworn that Trump said even if he undoes the Twitter ban, he's still not going to use it.
Yes, so... he's a liar. He's a liar. He's a liar. He's a compulsive liar. He's a compulsive liar. He's a compulsive.
You know he's going to come back.
He's
don't believe a word that man says.
Don't believe a word he said. That man is such a cat, bro. Yeah, no, I don't believe that for a second.
Don't believe that for a second.
He gets hard off of attention, yo. He gets it like it activates his little little privates, and it's just like it engorges them. That's an image you guys wanted today, right? It engorges them.
Like, after he's being banned on Twitter.
Oh man, when you go to sleep tonight, Lauren, just picture that. It will help you out.
No,
right?
no. Moving on. Mr. Beast might be gifted Twitter after Elon Musk dies. Yes.
Well, the reason why this came up because he was having cryptic message sent to him by some people, and he was getting frightened. So he said, "If anything happens to me, you'll be giving,
he'll be giving away Twitter." Right? He just made it as a general statement at first, right? And then Mr. Beast replied, "Can I have it?" Yeah, Mr. Police. Mr. Beast replied, "Can I have it?" And Elon was like, "Yeah, sure." So they have a semi handshake agreement, almost,
kind of. But you know what's also odd? I know we're gonna get into this after he pulled the break from the buying Twitter. Do you guys know who else said was interested?
Who?
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg.
Really?
Yes, I saw it a couple of days ago. Like Snoop Dogg was interested.
Bro, Snoop Dogg owning Twitter, that would be so fire. That would be hard, bro. Twitter would just become like just pictures of everyone smoking blunts and joints and stuff. It's just it would be so chill. You know what, bro? Get Twitter, bro. I'm pushing this. This is my agenda and I'm pushing for today. Hashtag Snoop Dogg Twitter, bro. Get Snoop Dogg Twitter. Get this man Twitter, bro. Now, I'm not saying take out Elon Musk. That's not what I'm saying. All right. Let's not.
I mean, if that's what y'all want to do.
just like, hey, Elon, I have a present for you. And it's just like a little gift box. It's like in the middle of a trap. Just like, as soon as he walks over to
it. Wait, come get it. It's your first ever Tesla joint.
Yeah, Elon. Hey, it's what is he like? What is Elon Musk like?
Things, money.
Hey, it's a really
name his children weird names.
Hey, it's a really weird baby name that you could name your next child, and it's hidden in this special box. Why don't you go get it? So I'm like, ooh. Walk over there. Gotcha. That's it. Very simple. I laid out the plan. All right. So everyone. I'm just kidding. Listen, this is all in a video game, guys. It's all in a video game. It's all in a video game.
All in a video game.
It's all in a video game. Nah. I mean, but I wonder what the actual legality of it behind it is, and I think, if there's no other documentation of him leaving Twitter, I mean, it's such a massive asset though that I don't know if anything would happen, like they would be able to do something like that just based off the tweet. And honestly speaking, all of this could be premature. Everything we talked about could be premature because Elon's saying that the sale is on hold until he figures out exactly how many bots and fake accounts are on Twitter.
Right.
Yeah.
So, again, my personal theory is that he said that to get the stock price down. That was just my theory on it. But, I mean, if that is a legitimate thing, I mean, there are... what percentage of Twitter is bots? I think
they actually said 18%.
It was 18%.
Yeah. So not as many as he was anticipating, apparently.
Or it was more than he was anticipating.
It was less than he was anticipating.
It was less than he was anticipating. If it's less than he's anticipating, I mean, it shouldn't really hold up the deal, right? I mean, it is, again, when you do a massive deal like this, again, it's a lot of moving parts. It takes a while. It's not as simple as just like going to the store and buying something. But so we'll have to follow this like for a minute until it gets settled. But hopefully it's the last time we're gonna
talk about
bring this up until next week.
Next week. Next week. This week.
This is the last time until the next time it happens. Quick shout out to Tom Brady. Got that $325 million 10-year news broadcaster contract to be a broadcaster for, I think is it NBC or Fox, to be a broadcaster on Fox. which is crazy because it's like y'all don't even know how good he is at the job. He literally is still in the NFL. He unretired after he unretired and retired again, and now he's back. And y'all are already offering him a $325 million contract, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Give me $325 million. What would you? Okay. I have a question for you too. All right.
Okay.
So, he was offered a $325 million contract. If you were offered that same contract, okay, but it was a lifetime contract and you could not get out of it, you had to work endless hours every single week for the rest of your life until you died, and you were locked into it forever, but you got $325 million, would you do it?
But the only thing I'm doing is talking about something that I know about, right?
Yes.
I don't know, man. Like, I feel like in the moment I would, but I know good and well the fact that you're telling me that I have to do it for the rest of my life.
Rest of your life.
I wouldn't do it.
Rest of your life.
That's literally the only thing that would make me go, no.
Yeah, because I'm going to get tired of just talking and talking.
Right. There's going to be a portion that I'm going to want to retire, bro.
Yeah,
you're
like,
not going to allow me to do that. Like, I'm already in the process of retiring, and you're not. Now you're going to give me a lump sum of money and be like, you can never retire, but we'll constantly give you this amount, even as the economy rises. Granted, he's rich, so, like, of course. But, you know, I see if you were like, we'll give you a lesser amount, and you can, like, talk about sports for, like, 10, 20 years. Fine. I would have caved. No problem.
Yeah,
but
10, 20 years.
Forever?
No, not forever.
I'm so disappointed in both of you guys' answers, man. Especially you, Lauren. I mean, what are you doing here? All right, this is what you do. Okay, you ask for payment up front. You say, I need a bonus. They say, okay, we'll give you, let's say, 50 mil up front. Bet. I take that 50 mil. I go ahead, I lock down my assets. I go get facial reconstruction surgery. I change my face. I change my name. Now my name is Brady Tom. Is that a little bit obvious? Maybe, but that's exactly why they would not suspect me. Then I take my 50 mil. I bury it. I bury half of it somewhere where they don't know. I take the other 25 mil. I go ahead, I go on a private jet. I book it to Acapulco. All right. Get me a nice Hispanic wifey. All right. Bye, Giselle. I'm sorry. You're a model. That's cool. All right. But I got to get my money. I'm going to get my money. I'm going to chill. I'm going to open up a coconut shop. I'm going to sell coconuts. All right. And I'm going to just chill. They won't know who I am. They won't know where I am. They'll be looking for Tom Brady when Brady Tom is going to be chilling over there with his hot Mexican wife. All right. That's all it's going to That's my plan.
I feel like that's a really long and elaborate plan, and I could just tell them no and to come back with a better deal that doesn't require me to be stuck with them for forever. Granted, I might still say no just because it's Fox. But it's also, it's Fox.
Well, when did you choose? When did you decide to have morals, Lauren? When was this?
I don't have morals, but I don't like Fox.
There's a distinction. Okay, I got you. Just want to give a quick shout out to Balenciaga. Your shoes are trash. They're garbage.
Wow.
They suck. They suck. And we're looking at these shoes right now, right? They if you guys don't know, they release these like homeless people shoes.
Wait, there's literally a hole in them. You know, I was
Fam, let me describe these. I'm
gonna let you have it.
Okay.
Yeah, take it over.
I think Lauren did it best though. Like she summed it up best. They look like.
Let me have it.
Go ahead.
Let me have it.
Go ahead.
Pass the mic back.
So there's 4 pairs of shoes, but I'm gonna describe my favorite pair. So you just
Is
stay
it this
where
one?
you're at, okay? It's
Okay.
this one. This one's
Okay.
my favorite pair.
What is happening? Oh my! Anyway, go ahead.
So
Go
you
ahead.
have a pair of cream-colored Converse without the Converse label, okay? It looks like a poor person wore it for about 25 plus years. The laces are molded, falling off, definitely different colors. There's holes, they're scuffed, the white parts are now like a dingy brown gray, okay? It's falling apart. The shoe is gone. It's more than enough time for you to get a new pair of kicks, okay? But then they gave a 5-year-old a black Sharpie that wasn't waterproof and said "Write Balenciaga" on the side. Then they tried to swipe it away with their shirt because it wasn't good enough, but it only smeared. That's the shoe, guys. That's the shoe.
It legitimately looks like someone dipped a white Converse in peanut butter, ran it through a wood chipper, had a dyslexic person spelled Balenciaga on it,
The B is backwards.
and then had someone run and marathon had someone run on a treadmill essentially for the rest of their life until they died or passed out. Wore it out to completion. All right, had a homeless person wipe their butt on it and then threw it in the trash, took it out the trash, then had me wipe my butt on it and then sold it for what?
$1,850. Don't worry, I already memorized.
$1,850. You guys suck. Never sponsor us.
Nope.
We don't need the Balenciaga sponsorship. I'm sorry. Sorry, Kanye.
Overall, it really does look like they stole shoes from a homeless person and then wrote Balenciaga and upcharged. That really is the short end version of it. It looks like you can very well find a homeless person who's wearing Converse, steal it off of their very foot, and then draw Balenciaga on the side, and it would be virtually the same thing, like indistinguishable, guys. I'm so serious.
If you have $1,850 that you just can't stand, stand looking at it.
No. You're not thinking big enough. I was like, if you want to make a quick $1,850, if you want to make that real quick, go to your nearest homeless person. Do not steal, like my first thought was. Do what my brother suggested and trade your shoes with theirs, and then take a Sharpie, write Balenciaga on the side, and then go on eBay and sell it.
No. Listen, that won't work. You know why? Because they only use Balenciaga certified homeless. Okay, not regular homeless folks out there. We only use Balenciaga approved homeless people.
They're homeless people, really homeless, and they can't even get $1. They're dumpster diving for sure, fam. Okay. They look like they're going through it. Please help them. They're not getting a dime off of this.
You have to be extra, like just super.
You need to be homeless and alone, okay? Like you have no room for anything. Maybe hooked on your nearest drug. Doesn't matter what it is.
You need to be homeless, but with a great fashion sense. So
this is the fashion of the future, guys.
Fashion of the future. All right, guys. Our generation is screwed. All right, everybody. I really appreciate you all coming over and checking this out.
Yes.
As always, don't forget to
like, comment, and subscribe. See, I got it another week. I was on time. But like, comment, and subscribe, and click the bell button so you can stay informed of whenever and however late we post.
You know how last week she kind of almost jinxed herself, but then she did it this week.
You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna let's give it up for Lauren again for the one time. All right, let's just we appreciate people around here. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. That has been all. As always, I appreciate y'all. This has been the EasyBZ Podcast. And as always, keep it easy and be easy. We out.